posse are the junkyard dogs. The SEC from Tennessee to calling them hogs. From Gainesville up to Lexington to the Tide and Tiger Land, nobody does it like Thom Abraham.
You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
Testosterone high today.
Yeah, Tom's a man, he's got the plan, he's really got it made. What a wife he's got, she's smoking hot, check out the junkyard babe. When everything is said and done, no one can beat his show. He's a high-tech redneck, Tony Soprano. If you love sports without the fluff, he's got the master plan. Cause nobody does it like Thom Abraham, yeah.
I guess I'm on here, am I on? If somebody responds.
Oh, yes, we are on, and it is a Football Friday in the doghouse, and that can only mean one thing. We're partying like it's 1907. Well, there you go, it was 1970, like 51 years. Come on, now, man. It's still the coolest groove out there. Funky. Hard not to move that head, them shoulders. Now the best part's coming. Here comes the guitar. Come on, baby. Get that guitar going. I gotta see if my son can play that. I know he can. What a way to start a weekend! We got open lines for you today. You can jump in at 256-576-4977. You can text the show at 7329-TA-SHOW, 732-982-7469. Great way to communicate with us. You'll need it today to get your picks in on the Friday Trifecta as well. I'm all messed up, man. I got so much going on. I'm all crazy. My Twitter feed is at Thom Abraham Show. The station feed is at 97.7 ESPN. We are also on Twitch and Facebook at 97.7 ESPN. Watch the show there as well. YouTube is 97.7 ESPN. So let's bring it home. Like that, baby. Just like that. I got stuff all over the place. I'm trying to staple things together. I got three look at this thing. Look at this thing. Grizz, I got 3 staples in my rundown because I'm stapling stuff together that's for other things. I got oh my gosh. I'm not ready. I gotta start getting up at like 4 a.m. I'm not ready for the show. I'm not ready. Well, I'm kind of ready. Check out our app, will you? Check out our app. You can find it at the website. You can find it at your app store. Just go to your app store, whether you got an Android or an Apple phone. You can find it there, and you can find a link to Zone 2 as well, which is our alternate streaming channel for more great programming. Of course, we don't need it tonight because Madison Academy is off this week. In anticipation of their big game with Randolph next week. Randolph is 5-0 for the first time ever. So tonight we've got Randolph at Westbrook Christian. And that will be on air and on our primary stream with Steve Moulton and Austin Coletti on that one. Somebody say, well, why don't you just put the Braves then on one of your alternate channels? Because right now they won't let us. It's an MLB thing. But we're going to get that fixed. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's going to happen. Because the over-the-air signal, as important as our terrestrial radio signal is, this is like cable TV in the 70s. Okay? Back when this was a big song. This is like cable TV. Everybody thought cable was just, that's just for the farmers. That's just for those people out in the boondocks. That ain't going to happen. That ain't going to be a real big deal. You got to have your over-the-air signal. Now 85% of people have cable TV and watch not only the over-the-air channels on cable TV, but also other channels on cable TV. That's what our streaming radio network is going to be like. Ultimately, I mean, let's be honest. You guys are using these phones like transistor radios that we used back in the past. And you put your earbuds in and you just listen on this. You do it. I know you do. I just bought a nice pair of wireless earbuds, my first pair of wireless earbuds. I'm really stoked about that. And I don't have them on. I can't use them for the show, but they're nice for the fungi. Got some lightning connectors. Because I got that app that Grizz told me about, so where I can listen to the TV through my phone somehow. I just haven't figured it out yet. And here's my thing. I don't know if I can use my wireless earbuds connect to the phone via Bluetooth. So how does it send the signal from the TV to that phone app? My guess is that that's Bluetooth as well, so I don't think you could use two Bluetooths. I'm going to have to use a hardwire headset. I think. I don't know. I got to get into all of this stuff. Huntsville High is also off this week, by the way. They return next Thursday night. That game we'll have on the air and on our primary stream with Austin Coletti and Drew DeArmond. And then on Friday night next week, we'll have the big game between Randolph and Madison Academy. But tonight, Randolph at Westbrook Christian, and immediately following, of course, and beginning at 9:30 on Zone. I think they decided to leave it on Zone 3 just to kind of, because people are used to getting the start of the North Alabama Scoreboard Show there. I'm going to tell you right now, with this weather, obviously there's no water breaks, there's no lightning, there's no anything. I'm going to tell you right now, I think that Matt Academy at Westbrook will be done in time for us to hit the air with the North Alabama Scoreboard Show live at 9:30. That's what I think. One of my many predictions for today. Of course, this is your home for the Friday Trifecta. We're not just picking winners. We pick against the spread because that's the way a man does it. You pick against the spread. Anybody can pick a winner. I want to know what your picks are against the spread. We got weekly prizes. We got a shot at the Grand Trifecta big board as well. Last week, for the first time in a long time, no one hit the trifecta. I'm saying we didn't even need the tiebreaker. No one hit any part of the trifecta last week. So there were no points to the big board last week off of that. So right now, on the big board, it remains Wolverine Dan with 2 points, Mr. Brown with 2 points, the Mad Plumber with 1 point, and Matthew Martinez with 1 point. You get 1 point when you hit a trifecta. Doesn't matter if you get the food or not. You get 1 point if you hit the first 3 games. You get a bonus point if you hit the bonus question, the tiebreaker. And then if we have multiple winners, including the tiebreaker, then we'll draw for the $25 gift certificate to Champy's Chicken. So we have that for you. And this week, we have a quartet of college games for you. There are only 2 ways to get in on the trifecta: calling the show between now and noon, or texting your picks into the text line at 732-982-7469. And I keep track of all of the winners for you guys. Now, I believe that the image and the picks are already on the interwebs at the Facebook page and on the Twitter. I assume that I got mentioned on that so that I can retweet it on the Twitter. Grizz doing a great job with all of that stuff. Now, you're probably wondering, though, for those of you that aren't in front of something like that, you're like, hey, what are the picks? You tell me what the damn picks are. We are ready. 11 minutes into the show, and I don't know the picks. Arkansas.
Who big soy?
Gets 4.5. Neutral site game against A&M. LSU.
Yeah, you know, all those songs they play, all that stuff they play, we got cowbells and
all they love the stuff that plays. He's the original. Me, I'm just mocking him. Coach O and them some tall boy down there in the bayou. Coach O is -2.5 at State.
We're pathetic. We're a bunch of pathetic front runners.
UT.
Oh, they're big, long, athletic, violent.
Well, Josh Heupel's scared of Florida.
It's Tebow time. Let's get going.
They get 18.5.
We can't just wait for the opportunities. We got to do it now.
Note the line change from yesterday. It's 18.5 now, not 19.5. It's dropped. We're going with 18.5. And in our tiebreaker, another neutral site game. Notre Dame.
Rudy was offside.
A flag is thrown. Is he offsides, though?
Offside.
Offsides. Rudy was offsides. Gets 6.5 at J.J. Watt's alma mater.
All I know is you mess with me, you got problems.
There you go. Jump on it. Get in on this thing. I honestly contemplated adding the Ryder Cup to the mix. I was going to give you another bonus point for the Ryder Cup. But then, I got to be honest with you. If anyone were to pick the Euros over the U.S.,
proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
I would then have to ban you for life from the show. I'm not going to let you come on here and pick Euros. You never side with anyone against the family. That's what I was taught as a kid. Or the country. And besides, the matches are underway now. And the good guys are off to a nice start, leading in 3 of the 4 matches.
Proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
Let me check and see if that's still true. Yes! Yes, we are trailing by 2. Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth are trailing by 2 to John Rahm and Sergio Garcia. But Dustin Johnson and Colin Morikawa are leading. Brooks Koepka and Daniel Berger are leading. Patrick Cantley and Xander Schauffele are about to close out. They're 5 up over Rory McIlroy and Ian Poulter. I hate Ian Poulter. Getting their butts kicked. Just so that you know, this morning is alternate shot. They call it foursomes. I tee off, then you hit my ball, and I hit your ball. We go alternate shot. It's 4 two-man teams. This afternoon, they play what we call best ball, right? 2 guys play their own ball, and you take the best score. They call that 4-ball because there's 4 balls in play, but it's best ball. So it's like me and Wolverine Dan are against, Badger Larry and whoever. We go out there and play. Wolverine Dan makes a 4. I make a 5. We mark down a 4. That's our team score. So that's this afternoon. They do that again tomorrow. So 8 of the 12 guys in each of these 4 sessions are in play. Like this morning, Bryson DeChambeau isn't playing because nobody wants to play with that freaking guy. Alternate shot. I mean, how can you play with him alternate shot? He hits it off the edge of the planet. It's better for him to play his own ball. Nobody wants to play off of Bryson DeChambeau's ball. And then on Sunday, all 12 guys go against the other 12 guys in match play. The Euros have won 7 of the last 9 cups, but we will win this one. If the U.S. does win this one, we will have won 2 of the last 3. In 2016, we blew them out, and in 2018, they blew us out. This is the only time I allow you to say we. You can only say we if you're West Neighbors and you played for Alabama, then you can say we when you talk about Alabama. If you're John Stallworth and you played for the Stullers, you could say we when you talk about the Stullers. Okay? If you're an American,
Proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
then you can say we when you talk about the U.S. in the Ryder Cup. Coming up in a few minutes, Allan Bell Jr. from CBS Sportsline and 24/7 Sports is in the house. Panthers got to 3-0 last night with a win in Houston, and Sam Darnold looks to be reborn in Carolina. Man, I'll tell you what, though. Is Mike Greenberg hacked off? Did you hear Greeny just before we came on? He is in a bad mood because Sam Darnold looks good. The Jets are just a grease fire. They're going to wreck another quarterback now in this Zach Wilson kid. The bad news for the Panthers is that they lost Christian McCaffrey to a hamstring injury, who, of course, is on my fantasy team. No idea yet how long he'll be out. Now, the Panthers have beaten the Jets and the Texans, who haven't won a game yet, those two teams, but they did hammer the Saints in the middle. So right now, I think that Carolina is a thing. We're going to look at their schedule later on. I'm going to tell you right now, they look like an 11 or 12 win team right now. Remember, it's a 17-game deal. You look at their schedule, I feel like they're an 11 or 12 win team. Later on in the 11, Lee Sterling from Paramount Sports is in with his thoughts on the weekend's games as well. Such a ridiculous weekend this weekend. You start with the football. That goes unsaid. But then you got the Ryder Cup. Plus, the Yankees are at the Red Sox in a huge series for the AL wild card. If you're a seamhead, I mean, come on. Yankees, Red Sox, both teams right at the top of the wild card. And then for me, tomorrow morning, live Bassmaster coverage of the Open at Lake Norman, which is a tournament I was originally supposed to be at. But instead, now I'm going to be at the Smith Lake Tournament, October 7th and 8th. On top of that, the weather is going to be spectacular. I need to get an outdoor TV set up on my covered patio. I need to get an outdoor TV set up so I can at least take advantage of the great weather and watch the football. I mean, I got to sit there. I'm going to watch football all afternoon, Saturday and Sunday, and into the night Saturday. And I got to look out the window and see how gorgeous it is, 78 degrees and sunny. I mean, just crazy. And on top of all of that, I promised my wife that we'd work on a project of hers. Problems. Over there in the little glass room, playing the platters that matter and the stacks of wax and answering the phones and keeping us on the air, doing really a tremendous job with all of the different things he has to do to put this thing on the video and to put up, images and everything else. Living large on a Friday. It's Coach Chris.
Who in the blue hell are you?
I'm the producer of the show. If I didn't step up, you're nowhere. I put the thing together out of polish.
Brilliant! I've got $100 smoking in my billfold. I know I ought to save it, but it's burning a hole. Right through my pocket and into my skin. Come Monday morning, I'll be broke again. It's finally Friday, I'm free again. I got my motor running for a wild weekend. It's finally Friday, I'm out of control. Forget the working blues and let the good time roll.
Someone call someone because there's a cleanup on aisle 3 as a man is down.
It's like taking poison. Like rat poison.
It's not St. Patty's Day, so that's a different day entirely.
It is, Chris. How you doing on this absolutely gorgeous Football Friday?
I'm doing just fine. A little chilly, but no, I'm doing
that's perfect, though.
Doing just fine. This is the perfect. Yeah, this is the perfect weather. I mean, I am doing just great. How about you? How's everything going over there?
I'm good. I am concerned about just how wacko this weekend is going to be. I'm building a table for my wife for her sewing room. Okay, she has a sewing studio, which is actually right next to the radio studio, which is really cool, with an adjoining door even, you know what I mean? But I'm building her a table for this sewing room with a built-in ironing board in it. She wants an ironing board to slide out from under the table, and I got to kind of cut a hole in the apron of the table, and then I'm gonna rig it up underneath there so that she can just reach under the table, her sewing table, and it's going to be a 4x6 table. And then she's going to be able to slide out an ironing board from underneath that. I mean, look, she's worth it. That's
of course.
What she wants.
Very nice.
I got to make it for her. Plus, she wants a built-in wall-mounted shelving unit that's going to be 8 feet long, and it's going to be 3 feet high, and it's going to have 18 cubbies in it, and it's going to be mounted on the wall over her wall table where she has her 2 sewing machines. So she can just reach up and put her storage stuff up there. So I got to build that. And then beyond all of that, she wants to completely paint the whole room. And it's an old, our house, an old house, so it has that old bat and plaster. And one of the walls, the plaster is all falling down behind the wallpaper that's 100 years old. So I'm going to pull down that wallpaper and then I'm going to drywall over the bats. So and then she'll paint. She'll do the painting. She'll do the wallpapering. I do the kind of the construction part of the thing. She'll do the painting and wallpaper. But if you've ever worked with that plaster, it gets in everything. When it comes down, it's going to kind of get in stuff and everything. So I have to literally tape off her whole studio all the way around so that none of this comes into my studio. The adjoining door and everything else. I got to tape off everything. I got to take her TV out of there. She's got to take all her other stuff out of there. So this is a project that's going to take a week or 2 or 3 to do. And normally I could do this over a weekend or 2. But I can't. She knows. I only got till 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. You know what I mean? I told her I'll work on it tonight. I got till 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, and that's without watching Ryder Cup and Bassmaster. Then the rest of Saturday shot. So I want to try and get some stuff done so she has work to do. And then on Sunday, I told her she's got till 10. We got to do church in the morning. And then she's got till noon, Browns and Bears at noon. Then I'm done. So there's going to be a lot of late nights coming up. That's the only thing I can do is work at night. But you know what I mean? Look, she's a great, great wife. She makes me a hot breakfast every single morning. This woman makes me a hot breakfast. I take a shower every day, and I use 2 different towels. That's it, because she does the laundry constantly. So, I mean, the house looks like better homes.
You don't go 3 or 4 days with a towel?
No, I only use a towel.
You don't hang it up
once.
to dry?
I'm not that guy. I'm not hang up the towel dry guy.
Come on.
I use a towel. I throw it in the laundry, and then I use that same towel 2 days later because she cleans everything daily. And it's just nuts. I mean, there's some days I use the same towel I used the day before, and it's down underneath my thing.
You don't go 2 or 3 days with the same pair of jeans?
Oh God, no! This woman. I mean, she's amazing.
That must be a single guy thing.
Yesterday, I wrenched my back a couple of days ago, and it's been really bothering my lower back, and it's been bothering me a lot.
Well, I can't help you, so
no. So she says, just get in bed. Yesterday, like 8 o'clock, because we go to bed early and then we watch TV in bed. She says, just get in bed. I'm like, what? Just go into bed, get in your position, like I sit up in bed, or watch TV. She get in bed. So she comes in. 3 minutes later with this heating pad that she heated up in a microwave that's got, I don't know, rice or something in it. That's a really nice heating pad. And she affixed it to my lower back. I mean, she's amazing. I mean, she really is. She just does everything. And she says, here, take this. And she's taking responsibility for messing my back up 2 days ago, if you know what I'm saying. I'm just saying. I said, you messed my back up. You better fix me. I told her.
Sorry, everyone. Sorry, everyone.
I'm just saying. I mean,
we're on Sirius XM.
Oh, yeah, well,
Oh, baby.
You wrenched my back. You got to fix my back. That's all I'm saying.
After Hours with Tom.
Let me get Shane Sean in here quick. And then we'll get to the break. Shane Sean, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am. Well, you just heard how I am, so I guess I won't go into that again. But I'm okay. I'm doing good.
Yeah, please don't.
Yeah. There you go.
Second.
Yep. All right, let's hop on these picks.
All right. We start with Arkansas getting 4.5 at A&M.
We'll take Arkansas.
Who big soy?
So will I. LSU is minus 2.5 at State.
I'm going to take LSU. I think it's too much on the line.
Yeah, all those songs they play, all that stuff they play. We got cowbells and
I don't know the songs they play. They take cowbells and what songs do they play? I was talking
their
about
fight song.
All those songs that they play.
Every song on the radio, pretty much that you can turn into a band song.
Do they play a lot of music there? I thought they just do cowbells. UT gets 8. I usually don't put a cupcake game in here, but I did. UT gets 18.5 at Florida.
I'm going to pick Tennessee to cover this.
They're big, long, athletic, violent.
Violent. And then
I think Florida sputters a little bit after that last week.
Yeah, I picked Florida, but I don't like it. Notre Dame plus 5.5 at Wisconsin in our tiebreaker.
I'm going to take Wisconsin on this.
All I know is you mess with me, you got problems.
I say at Wisconsin, it's in Chicago is where it's at. So, All right, man. Well, you are in.
All
right. Appreciate it. Shane, Sean. All right, let's get a break. We'll come back. Allan Bell Jr. is next, right here on the Thom Abraham Show, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Simple Green is perfect for making your auto, RV, cycling, boating, and other sporting equipment look like new. Visit them at simplegreen.com.
NFL Week 3, the Falcons at the Giants. Atlanta, a 3-point road underdog, the over-under 48. Meanwhile, the Saints, a 3-point underdog at the Patriots, 42 total. College football, number 23, Auburn at home against Georgia State tomorrow. The Tigers, minus 27.5, the over-under 57. And number 1, Alabama, a 45-point favorite at home against Southern Miss, over-under 58. UFC 266. On the main card, the featherweight championship between Alexander Volkanovski and Brian Ortega. Volkanovski minus 185, Ortega plus 150. And in the women's flyweight championship, Valentina Shevchenko minus 1,500 against Lauren Murphy at plus 750.
I'm Trey Westerberg, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
In today's real estate market, you need the right professionals to help make sure your home purchase is smooth and hassle-free. That's where Jacob Title comes in. Stan McDonald and the staff at Jacob Title cater to the realtor and clients who are looking for a top-flight closing experience. Jacob Title uses the latest and best technologies to ensure a safe and secure exchange of funds, and they pride themselves on great communication well before and during the real estate closing process. Jacob Title in Huntsville and Madison, and online at jacobtitle.com.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. You know, you'll hear people say we're like a family, but here at the Lackey Law Firm, that's really true, not just a saying.
I'm Justin Lackey. With my father and my sister, we have a special connection to each other.
I'm Jennifer Lackey. At the Lackey Law Firm, when we take on your case, you become part of our family. You really do.
And we'll always do whatever it takes to get everything you deserve.
If you're injured, you worry about getting well, not about paperwork or insurance companies or figuring out how to get to your lawyer's office. I'll come to you.
We worry about your case so you don't have to.
When you've been injured, we know that your case is probably the biggest thing going on in your life. More important than almost anything else.
And it's important to us too, for one simple reason. Family takes care of each other, and at the Lackey Law Firm, we'll take care of you.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4-RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Sitting here with Ann Adams of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Rise Real Estate. Is it a good time to sell your home, Ann?
Yes, it is. We have people relocating from all over the country.
Why should we choose Rise Real Estate?
Well, we've been selling real estate in North Alabama for 36 years and have sold more real estate than any other real estate company, period.
Do you help your customers through the entire process?
Yes, our agents are with you during the whole process from start to finish, from beginning to end.
In your relocation services, you have a whole team.
Yes, we have a dedicated relocation department helping customers move seamlessly into the area.
Ann Adams has been writing contracts for the last 36 years. She has the experience to help you list and sell your home, downsize your home, or help pick the perfect spot north of Alabama for you to build a future.
Call Ann Adams at 256-337-2625 or on the web at www.bhhsriserealestate.com.
Drinking coffee straight from the pot. Power move. Wearing a bathrobe to work. Power move. Switching to super fast, extra reliable internet from WOW. Power move. Switch and save with WOW internet for just $19.99 a month. It's switching season, so make a move with our end of summer flash sale. This month only, get Internet 100 with no contracts for just $19.99 a month. Plus, get a 2-year price lock and the first month free. Make the switch at wowway.com today.
Wow.
Limited to new customers with autopay and paperless billing. Offer subject to change. Restrictions and terms apply.
Maybe the air doesn't blow like it should, or it's needing new tires, or you're just ready for something newer. It's time to move up, time to trade up. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, and it's the perfect time to trade in and trade up because your current car or truck is worth more than you know. In fact, we'll buy your vehicle even if you don't trade. We have nearly 100 Ford Blue Advantage certified pre-owned models to choose from. Our Ford Gold certified or low mileage, gently used vehicles with great warranties. They've passed a 172-point inspection by certified technicians, come with a 24-hour roadside assistance, plus a full tank of gas and a fresh oil change. It's the perfect time to trade in and trade up because your vehicle is worth more right now at Woody Anderson Ford. Corner of Jordan Lane and Sparkman Drive. Hope to see you soon.
Everybody knows the fun begins when you get to the End Zone, where you can enjoy half-price apps every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, half-price burgers every Tuesday, plus late-night pizza specials and a spectacular menu that includes jumbo wings, half-pound burgers, Tex-Mex, and an incredible selection of craft beer, and plenty of big-screen TVs. It's all happening at the End Zone, 1851 University Drive, 2030 Cecil Ashburn at Jones Valley Station, and coming in early 2022, Mid-City End Zone at 1115 McMurtry next to the Target Shopping Center.
From the WZDX Pinpoint Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A beautiful Friday afternoon across North Alabama, southern and middle Tennessee. Plenty of sunshine, temperatures climbing into the low and mid-70s. It is going to be a beautiful evening for Friday night football across all of North Alabama, southern and middle Tennessee. Many of us are going to spend the vast majority of football games hanging out in the low and mid-60s. We drop into the low and mid-50s as we head into the overnight. Plenty of sunshine for your Saturday afternoon. Highs hanging out in the mid-upper 70s, dropping into the mid-upper 50s through the overnight. Plenty of sunshine once again for your Sunday. Highs in the upper 70s and lower 80s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Paul Feinbaum. Listen to me coming up today at 2. Now back to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 The Zone.
Thank you, Paul. You know I love you, but you're out of your friggin' mind. Paul Feinbaum told 24/7 Sports that he thinks that Lane Kiffin should be tabbed as the next coach at USC. Fired 5 games into his 4th season at USC. Was 20. That's what he said. 28-15 at that time. He says he's matured. He's grown up. He's not the same coach. He was at USC. From a selfish standpoint, I hope he does get the job so Lane will quit blaming me on television every time he goes on our show for me getting him fired in 2013 for a comment I made at College Game Day. Lane Kiffin would be an absolute idiot to take that job. Lane Kiffin needs to figure out a way that sometime in the next 2 or 3 years to maybe win a game against Alabama and maybe win 11 or 12 games, maybe even win the West or something crazy like that, and set himself up to be the next coach at Alabama. Lane Kiffin, he'd be nuts, out of his ever-loving mind to do that. All right, joining us now, speaking of 24/7 Sports and CBS Sports Line, on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, Allan Bell Jr. joins us. AB, welcome back. How are you?
Big dog. I'm doing great. Let me say this. I was just listening to you talk about Lane Kiffin. I agree 100%. First off, I wouldn't want that USC job. I get how good it is, but you're not winning up there. You're just not. And Lane's in a great spot at Ole Miss. And you're right. Stay at Ole Miss, win some games, and take over at Alabama. Like, that's the job, you know? So I agree.
Yeah, I mean, he can sit there. Nobody has high expectations. He can sit there and tweak, poke the bear, so to speak, poke the Saban, if you will, and make his little comments and things like that. Have some fun with it. Be good natured. He has great respect for Saban, and who knows? Maybe he can set himself up for that move. We certainly have seen coaches at Ole Miss leave for one of the Alabama jobs in the past, right? Wasn't it Tommy Tuberville that said when he was in Oxford that they're going to take me out of here in a pine box? And like 2 years later, he was the head coach at Auburn. You know what I mean? So it happens, for sure. Carolina gets this win last night at Houston. Now they lose Christian McCaffrey, and we don't know yet. I haven't seen. Maybe Grizz can research this. I haven't seen how long they lose him for, but man, it is absolutely amazing what we're seeing, the transformation of one Sam Darnold, starting to look like the quarterback we thought that he was going to be, and it's starting to make it even more and more apparent that the Jets, is, for whatever reason, it's a place where quarterbacks go to die. It looks like they're wrecking Zach Wilson now, and here's Sam Darnold with a second life and looks totally reborn.
Yeah, he does. Look, and not only the Jets, but, more importantly, it goes to show Adam Gase, I don't know what he was doing, but he was a problem. And he was a problem for a lot of quarterbacks. Sam Darnold's having a great year. And the Panthers are a good football team. Like, they are a good football team, both offensively and defensively. Joe Brady was fantastic in the red zone last night when, their first TD dials up a designed Sam Darnold zone read, right? And then a direct snap to a tight end.
Yeah.
Beautiful last night, man. The Panthers are a fun team to watch. It's not always a pretty game, but if you like good football on both sides, that's your team right there.
They've given up 14, 7, and 9 in their first 3 games, and one of those was against the Saints, who had scored a pile of points, against the Packers. So, it's not like, I get the Jets and the Texans are not very good, but they do have that win over the Saints, which, we don't know 100% yet. I'm sitting here looking at their schedule. They go to Dallas. That will be tough. Dallas will be a favorite in that one. They go to Dallas next week. They get the Eagles at home, the Vikings at home, the Giants on the road, the Falcons on the road, the Patriots at home. That stretch there, they could win all of those games. I'm sitting here looking at this team right now. They get to play the Falcons again. They'll have the 2 games against Tampa Bay. That'll be tough, 2 of the last 3 games. And they finish home against Tampa Bay, at New Orleans, and home against at New Orleans and at Tampa Bay. So they got a tough finish, and that's after Buffalo. So they go Buffalo, Tampa Bay, New Orleans, Tampa Bay. But they may have 10 wins by then. You know what I mean? It feels like they're maybe an 11 or 12 win team in a 17-game season.
Yeah, and first off, I agree with you, and that is a brutal, last 4 games. But we'll see. It might not be. The Saints really might not be good. We don't know yet. But yeah, this is a solid football team, and if they can stay healthy, they can go as far as they want because they don't turn the ball over. Like they don't shoot themselves in the foot, right? Like if they don't, score a touchdown, they punt, they field position, and make you go 80 yards on the defense. They're a really well coached team. Matt Rule's doing a heck of a job. And a little side note here. For any bettors out there, the Panthers have played 3 games. All 3 games have ended with the exact same amount of points, 33. All 3 of them.
Yeah, that's a good point. Unders is what you're saying, for them. Titans get the Colts in their building. Colts are very vulnerable right now. Already, Carson Wentz is injured and out. Titans with an amazing win last week. They've got to get a good vibe off of that. It's 5.5, somewhere in there in the line. But, man, you would think that the Titans have a great opportunity here to bury the Colts further down in this division and take control of the division because the Jags and the Texans are no good. The Colts are the only threat, and they're already 0-2. You hang 0-3 on the Colts to start with, and the Titans are going to win another division.
Yeah, this is a very important game for the Titans. And Mike Vrabel stressed that all week. He knows it. The players know it. The entire team knows it, right? You look at what Derrick Henry has done the last, 3 games he's played against the Colts. He's rushed for 430 yards, 4 touchdowns, and he's had 100-plus yards rushing in all 3 of them. So he has been a one-man wrecking crew against Indy in the last 3. I think this is the perfect game for the Titans to get right. And what I mean by it is this, is we haven't seen their offense really even kind of come together. We saw Derrick Henry do his thing, in Seattle last week. But we haven't seen Ryan Tannehill on point, Derrick Henry on point, A.J. Brown on point, Julio Jones on point, all at the same time. I think this is a great week for them to do it, and the offense to get themselves in gear because once they start scoring points and start rolling like we saw last year, they're going to be a tough team for a lot of people, and especially for a team with quarterback issues, O-line issues all over the place. This is a tough spot for Indy.
And we talk about pretenders and contenders. The Broncos are going to beat the Jets this week at home, and they're going to move to 3-0. And we're going to hear a lot of Bronco talk. I love Teddy Bridgewater, but we're going to hear a lot of Bronco talk and everything else, how they're off to this 3-0 start, and Vic Fangio is saving his skin and all of that. Look at what happens next. Ravens, Steelers, Raiders, Browns, Washington, Cowboys, Eagles, Chargers, Chiefs. They could lose every single one of those games.
They could, right? It's about to get real. So I'm with you. I give them credit. They're winning the games they should. And Teddy Bridgewater, I'm with you. This kid, every year, it's not like any of us say anything negative about him, but you just kind of, you don't put him in that upper echelon. and all this guy does is go out and win, man. Like, he just wins. Whatever team he's on, he wins, right? But, yeah, I mean, it's about to get way more real for Denver. We're going to find out who they are. They look like a solid football team. Can they belong in that, kind of mid to upper echelon of the NFL? We're going to find out. That is a heck of a stretch, man. That's brutal.
All right, let me run down our trifecta for you. It's all college games, so give me your take on these games. At Jerry's World, Arkansas is getting 4.5 at A&M. Does Arkansas finally break through this thing? A&M always wins this game. It's 350 miles from Fayetteville, Arkansas. It's only 180 miles from A&M. They call it a neutral site game. Can Arkansas finally come through and make Jerry proud?
Arkansas could. I don't believe in it. I wouldn't bet it. I would take A&M with the 5.5. I think that Texas A&M is a better team. Don't be wrong, though. Arkansas players have bought in, but I'm just going to need to see more. Now, if they win this game, then, we're talking about a for real Arkansas team, but I need to see it, consistently. I'm going to roll with A&M.
Yeah, the only thing that scares me about A&M is the quarterback situation. Without Haynes King, I don't believe in a Calzetta kid. LSU and Ed Orgeron is at Mississippi State. Orgeron is concerned about all the noise.
Yeah, all those songs they play, all that stuff they play. We got cowbells and
okay, all right, whatever he's talking about there. Yeah, there's all those songs they play down there. They play a lot of songs. Cowbells. That's what it is. It's cowbells. They lose this game. Orgeron loses this game. He's circling the drain. I mean, that's it. He has to win this game to reestablish LSU, in my opinion. What do you think about them? They lay 2.5 on the road at State.
I'm going Mississippi State outright win.
Whoa!
I think the State. Wow. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I don't believe in this LSU team either. They might be the better team than Mississippi State. State's played some really weird games. Especially that game last week against Memphis. But I can see this game where Ed Orgeron might get outcoached a little bit, right? Like, I can see it being a weird game. I can see, Mississippi State trying to make it an ugly game, and I don't know if LSU can win that style. And Derek Stingley being out for their defense, that is going to be brutal for them. I'm going Mississippi State here, outright win.
Tennessee is getting 18.5 at Florida. Florida's coming off the emotional loss to Alabama. I don't know if they get a lift, though, because they hung with Alabama, or if they take their dauber is down because they lost to Alabama in an emotional way. And now Tennessee comes in with 18.5. That's a lot of points for a team that still doesn't know what to do at quarterback. What do you think? I mean, do Vols have a shot to keep this close?
No, they don't.
I agree with you.
This game's all about how many points Dan Mullen wants to score. And let me tell you this, Dan Mullen's a smart man. He's a good football coach, but he's a smart man. And he knows how to take wins when they are handed to you. And what I mean by that is that you've got a sellout crowd that, yes, I agree. I think Florida's actually going to get kind of a shot of the arm, from that Alabama game where most, are banged up and have a little bit of a hangover. And you've got a crowd who still hates Tennessee. Now, Tennessee isn't any good, but they still hate Tennessee. And Dan Mullen's going to play to the crowd. And now you got Anthony Richardson coming back at quarterback. He'll probably play in the second half. I think Dan Mullen runs it up. But honestly, I think it does nothing but good for him, his team, his fan base, everything about the program. If they can beat Tennessee 70-3, it works out for them. So, yeah, I think he plays to the home crowd, runs that thing up.
And in our tiebreaker, the game that's going to be played at Soldier Field, this game was like a pick-em just a few weeks ago in the look-ahead lines. Now Notre Dame's getting 5.5 points, 4.5 points, depending on which line you're looking at, against Wisconsin in Soldier Field. They're calling it a neutral site game. I think that it'll be a much more Notre Dame-oriented crowd than it will be a Wisconsin crowd. But, Wisconsin's been kind of sketchy. They got the loss to Penn State. Notre Dame hasn't played a complete game. The win over Florida State doesn't look very impressive these days. Florida State's the worst team they've been in 40 years. So what about Notre Dame getting 5.5 at Whiskey?
Yeah, I'm going to take Notre Dame with the points here, mostly because I think it's going to be a pretty low-scoring game. I think it's going to look like a Big Ten game. You're right on the crowd. Like, I heard people say, Wisconsin, they're going to bring a lot. But Chicago is a Notre Dame city. There's going to be so many Irish fans out there. But, yeah, I'm going to take the points merely because neither of these teams are really that great. Like, they're all right. They can line up and beat the team. But I don't believe really in either of them. And I think, again, it's going to resemble that 11 a.m. Big Ten game, I'm going to take the points here, and It doesn't even really matter like what team name, right? That you put on there. I just think it's going to be that low scoring of a style game. So yeah, give me Notre Dame with 1.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, too. So we're thinking the same way on a lot of these games. All right, AB, have a great football weekend, and I appreciate you joining us, as you always do.
Hey, big dog. Appreciate you, buddy. Have a great one.
All right, man, thank you. You find him at 24/7 Sports, their NFL guy, and, of course, at CBS Sportsline as well. All right, we'll get a break, and then we'll come back. Phone lines go open again on the other side. We'll have a minute or two to get some picks in if you want to jump in on your picks. 256-576-4977. Right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
TOC Sports has been there for you. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what does that mean? It means for more than 20 years, Alabama's largest orthopedic group has been there providing coverage and care to more schools and student athletes in the Tennessee Valley than any other group. It means whether you are the star football player, the all-region volleyball ace, or someone who hurt their knee in a weekend pickup basketball game, TOC Sports physicians are proud to have the opportunity to care for all your orthopedic needs. It means for parents, coaches, athletes, desk jockeys, or even weekend warriors, TOC Sports physicians continue to meet and exceed the orthopedic and sports medicine needs of our community. But most importantly, during these challenging times, we're here for you now, and will continue to be here. So as long as there are players on the field, games to be played, and contests to be won, the orthopedic specialists from TOC Sports will be ready to help. We don't know what the future holds, but you can count on the TOC Sports team to stay committed to you, so you can stay in the game. Call 256-539-2728 today and ask to see a TOC Sports physician. Check them out online, also Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Orange is the color of power, of construction, the color of Kubota, and Huntsville Tractor and Equipment. Those who need to get things done trust Kubota's mini excavators, compact track loaders, and the best keeps getting better with the all-new mini compact loader from one of the top dealers in the country. More than 50 years of family service, every part in the book, and folks who know what to do with them. You'll be seeing orange with Huntsville Tractor and Equipment.
Come on, let's go to work.
Kerry Rosenblum here with Rosenblum Realty, and we appreciate our MA family. Football season is back again, and we're here for your real estate needs. We've been also doing rental properties for many years. You may have a home that you need to lease out. You don't need the headaches. You need somebody to take care of it, make sure the repairs are done, keep the rent coming in, and screen the tenants. We can do all that for you at Rosenblum Realty, where we do property management services, or you can find a good home to rent as well. Call us at 256-539-9501. Put our years of experience to work for you.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
This is Wes Neighbors talking to Chris Haygood of Bob Wallace Appliance. Chris, what sets you apart from other appliance dealerships?
Wes, these appliances are going into the most used room in your house, your kitchen. The way we have these appliances displayed, it's easy for you to visualize how they'll look in your home. Wes, what sets us apart is the people. They're well trained. In fact, they live and breathe these appliances. And if you need service, you'll really appreciate our parts department.
Contact Bob Wallace Appliance at 256-533-2121.
Are you in the market for a recreational vehicle? Do you want to get out and see more of this beautiful country? Well, imagine hearing the laughter of your little ones enjoying gooey s'mores by a cozy campfire and making lasting memories with your friends and family from the comfort of a new camper. We can make your dreams come true at Hall's RV. With over 15 years in the camping business, we know how to get our customers into the perfect camper. We have several models and floor plans here for you to choose from, both new and used. We're family owned and operated with fantastic deals and great service. Everyone wants to work with people they can trust, so come on down to Hall's RV and get the deal of a lifetime. We'll treat you right and get you on the road in the camper of your dreams. Visit us on Highway 431 in Albertville. Hall's RVs, where we sell fun. Or see us on the web at www.hallsrvsales.com.
What can you expect when you shop for a firearm at Bullet & Barrel? Expect great prices. We specialize in quality over quantity. Expect great service. Our professional sales staff is never pushy. We won't talk you into something that doesn't fit your needs. You have the right to make a smart, informed decision. Expect Bullet and Barrel, Alabama's only 5-star indoor shooting range, to support you after the sale. Bullet and Barrel, 3252 Lehman Ferry Road. Like or follow us on Facebook. Come see us soon.
From the WZDX Pinpoint Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A beautiful Friday afternoon across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. Plenty of sunshine, temperatures climbing into the low and mid-70s. It is going to be a beautiful evening for Friday night football across all of North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. Many of us are going to spend the vast majority of football games hanging out in the low and mid-60s. We drop into the low and mid-50s as we head into the overnight. Plenty of sunshine for your Saturday afternoon. Highs hanging out in the mid-upper 70s, dropping into the mid-upper 50s through the overnight. Plenty of sunshine once again for your Sunday. Highs in the upper 70s and lower 80s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
256-576-4977.
Hold it, hold it!
That's 256-576-4977.
Welcome back, Thom Abraham Show. Glad you are with us. Phone lines are open if you want to jump in. You can do that right now. Our number, of course, is 256-576-4997. That is 256-576-4977. We have your Friday trifecta for you if you want to get in with a chance to win food at Champy's. We appreciate Champy's putting up our weekly prize on that deal. And you know what I think I'll do? Since we didn't give away to Champy's last week, the $25 gift certificate, because nobody won. And it's really, really rare that nobody wins. I'm going to do $50 at Champy's this week. All right, we're going to do $50 at Champy's this week for the Friday trifecta. So if you can hit that, we'll take care of you with that deal. Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth, they're trying to hold up against John Rahm and Sergio Garcia. They are 2 down with 2 to go. Nope, Europe closed that one out. So Europe got a point in that one. So, but the U.S. leads in the other 3 matches that are on the course right now, and they have an opportunity to pick up 3 points this morning, take a 3-1 lead in the morning. There's 28 total points in play. The U.S. has to get 14.5 of these points to win this deal. All right, Dale is up next. Dale, welcome to the show. How are you?
Doing good. How you doing?
I am fantastic.
Yeah, just going to get in on that trifecta.
All right, Dale, we've got Arkansas getting 4.5 at A&M.
I'm taking Arkansas.
Who big soy?
LSU is minus 2.5 at Mississippi State.
What do you think about that game?
I think LSU better win this game to reestablish that they're LSU, and I think they will, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I was thinking they should win by 2 touchdowns.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to take LSU for sure, but I didn't know what your opinion was on it.
Yeah.
We got the 4-piece dinner, and we fought for the breast.
Yeah, I'm all over it.
I think Mississippi State, they keep saying that Martin Leach is going to do this, that, and other. I just don't know. I mean, I just don't see it right now. I mean, he might turn them around, but I don't know. Don't look good right now.
I think he has a proper assessment of his team.
We're pathetic. We're a bunch of pathetic front runners.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think he's right about this team.
You can get a different talent out there in Washington State and other places than you can at Mississippi State. I think that's what's hurting him, really.
That's what he said, by the way, at Washington State. I don't want to clarify that, but still, it's a good cut. UT gets 18.5 at Florida.
Ooh. I'm going to have to take Tennessee as bad as I hate to, but I think
they're big, long, athletic, violent.
Yeah.
I think they'll beat them by probably 14-17. I think they're just going to be, wore out and have a little letdown, but still win,
In the tiebreaker, Notre Dame gets 5.5 against Wisconsin.
And I don't know. I guess I'll take Notre Dame. I hate Notre Dame. I hope we get beat by 5 touchdowns, but I don't know. I guess I'm going to have to go with Notre Dame.
Rudy was offside.
A flag is thrown. Is he offsides, though? Offside.
All right. So you hate them, but
I
you
was
take them.
I was thinking, it's pretty much like you were saying earlier. It's going to be a home game for Notre Dame. So.
Yeah, it will be and they need to put together a full game to beat a tough Wisconsin team. All right, I appreciate you, Dale. Good job by you.
All right, see you, man.
That's going to be a rugged game. Wisconsin is a hard fighting team. They play good defense, but I don't believe in their offense much. I don't believe in Graham Mertz that much. He was obviously good enough to send Cohen to, Notre Dame. A lot of motivation there. I think Notre Dame finally puts it together, though, and wins an impressive-looking game. They keep falling in the polls. They keep winning and falling. All right, coming up top of the hour, we are wide open right off the top. So you want to jump in? This is a good time to jump in. It's the most interactive day on the Thom Abraham Show. 256-5764-977 on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
When I chose a garage door company, I did my homework. I needed Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. They have a 5-star Google rating. I checked their reviews and liked what their customers had to say. Precision Overhead Garage Door has lifetime warranty packages. Same-day service if I call before 2 p.m. If they can't make it the same day, my service call fee the next day is waived. They did a 25-point safety inspection on the door and operator. Now that's peace of mind. Residential, commercial, and gate services. Precision Overhead Garage Door Service. Call 256-400-4500.
Guys, when we were 20, we never had to worry about spontaneity. And now that we've gotten older, spontaneity has been replaced with pills and injections. We're just trying to keep that intimacy, but it's taken away from spontaneity. At Advanced Life Clinic, we now offer GainsWave, which uses sound waves to non-invasively treat this issue with no need for pills or injections. Just give us a call, 256-888-9367, or check us out online, advancedlifeclinic.com.
Hi, my name is Dan Aldridge. I'm here to let you know about the Aldridge Law Firm and the soon-to-be-announced Legal Town Center. I've been practicing law in Alabama since 1984, and I also practice in Tennessee. And I'm from North Alabama, and I'm here to represent you and take care of your legal needs. For many of us, hiring an attorney is not high on the priority list, and maybe a little scary. But it's something that we all need at some point. So by all means, do your homework. And if you need representation for car accident, wrongful death, medical malpractice, nursing home abuse, or estate planning, or any other matter, just give us a call at 256-534-3188. And you can email me at Dan, that is Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. God bless America.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
WCZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is SportsCenter.
Christine Lisi. After a good week of practice, Browns receiver Odell Beckham Jr. is expected to make his season debut Sunday against the Bears, according to ESPN's Dan Graziano. Team expects Beckham to play, provided there aren't any setbacks with his injured knee. His return would come at a good time for Cleveland. Receiver Jarvis Landry's out with an MCL sprain. This season's NFL wildcard weekend extended to 3 days. 2 games on Saturday, January 15th, 3 on Sunday the 16th, and 1 on Monday the 17th. Tonight, Yankees-Red Sox kick off a big series, MLB postseason implications, 7 Eastern ESPN TV. Boston's up 2 games on New York for the top AL wildcard spot. Yankees lead the Blue Jays by a game for the second AL wildcard. Ryder Cup, Patrick Cantlay, Xander Schauffele 5 up through 8 on Rory McIlroy and Ian Poulter. Dustin Johnson, Colin Morikawa 2 up through 11 on Paul Casey and Victor Hovland.
And now, another out-of-context moment from the Thom Abraham Show that sounds dirty.
I was actually trained as a plumber, so I know my way around a pipe here and there.
Stay tuned for more from Thom on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You need to be more like a dog.
Like what you guys are doing. You've got your fingertip on the pulse of your listeners. You guys know what they're talking about.
Be a dog.
God bless the show. You are the Messiah.
We need more dogs.
This is the best show on radio.
The big dog, Thom Abraham, is here with you.
Hey, I see you. Hey, I see you, dog.
So settle in and get your bark on.
That's my dog.
Now live, here he is, the big dog,
Let's go, baby.
Thom Abraham.
How you doing? 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 How you doing?
Look, I don't speak Spanish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
Do you know who I am?
I mean, that guy sounds like El McPherson farting into Miles Davis' trumpet.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond? Get off my
I have to drag my Yankee ass out of here.
And welcome back. Hour number 2 on a Football Friday. We got requests. Yeah, we're getting requests now. They're like, oh, play it at the top of the second hour too, will ya? I mean, we can't just have it once. I know Shane Sean doesn't like it. He won't say it anymore. Joe Hunk used to egg Shane Sean on to talk about how much he hated this music. But he'll begin to love it at some point. Joe used to slam me all the time about it. Not right. Bama Bill got in. That music is fantastic. He said 70s NFL is outstanding. Thank you. Good job by Bama Bill. Kenny Trill got through. Damn, I love that song. Colin Morikawa and Dustin Johnson just finished off Casey and Hovland 3-2 to earn the first point for the U.S. in the Ryder Cup. I didn't put it in the trifecta. I'm not going to let you pick against the U.S. Some chooch would pick against the U.S., and then I would have to deal with that, and that would be a problem. I'm not dealing with that. I'm not going to let you pick against the U.S. Forget about it. Regarding Paul Feinbaum's comments about USC and their job and how Lane Kiffin should be their first choice, Bama Chris says, hey, Tom, Paul Feinbaum, it's just a parasite who came up as a young journalist in Alabama and was smart enough to attach himself to the Alabama program at the SEC. He doesn't know anything about football, and all he does is try to get coaches fired. He couldn't break down a play if he had to. Thanks, Bama Chris. Yes. Okay, yes. I mean, it's obvious that Feinbaum has never moistened a jock. I mean, has anybody ever, if you've ever stood next to Paul Feinbaum, I mean, you would know. He is the geekiest of geeks. But he's entertaining. He's smart. He knows how to tweak people, and he knew how to take the most whack job, passionate callers and listeners in the country, in and around Birmingham, Alabama, where it all started, and make superstars out of them. He taught us a lot about the business. Okay, a lot. And by us, I mean young broadcasters at the time. He taught us a lot about the business. He and Jim Rome did the best job of making callers who were characters stars. And they knew that they were characters. And some of them were plants. But they knew the one thing is that a caller has to bring something to the table. That's why we always call our callers junkyard dogs. We want you to be a JYD. We used to give junkyard dog T-shirts out. I'm going to do that again. Junkyard dog T-shirts for the JYDs, the legends in the doghouse. The guys that brought us something, shook it up a little bit, got things fired up, give them handles. You don't just need just anybody, just somebody calling in, hey, what do you think about the footwork of the left tackle for, the Southern And Chris is right about Paul. Paul doesn't know anything about what he knows about is the big picture of football. He knows about the coaching. He knows about the teams. He knows about the history. But Paul he's not breaking anything down. He's not. Now, I could do that stuff. I think it's boring radio. There are times when we do some of it. I've been talking about the inability of Alabama to tackle against Florida. And I talked in it extensively about how many times guys were in position and did not make the play. Now, I put up earlier, I retweeted a video that was put up by our friend Clint Lamb. And in that video, you see Henry To'oTo'o in perfect position to make a tackle for a loss, and then you see the safety come up. And I'm not sure exactly who it was actually that comes up that has the second shot at him. I think it's Helms, and he misses him as well. You can go there and see that on my Twitter profile. So you got two Alabama players that are in perfect position. Was it Helms?
Oh, no, I was talking about the To'oTo'o tackle. I was like, it was great pursuit. It was just, ugh.
He's right there. You make but then the second guy comes up. You see the video? You looking at that video? You could see.
I watched it earlier, but I watched it for like a second when I was doing stuff.
Right. So To'oTo'o comes up. It's on my Twitter feed.
I know.
To'oTo'o comes up, and he's in perfect position and makes the run through and misses. And then the safety comes up at the line of scrimmage and has the opportunity, and he misses as well. It's Emory Jones. He's a nice runner, but come on. This is an Alabama defense that's supposed to be the best in 10 years. Now we could do all of that. But I'm not going to spend a show doing that. I'd rather have fun.
It looks like they need a wrestling practice. That'll teach you how to tackle. You should run your feet.
Yeah,
it's the truth. It's
Bring
the
your
truth.
Feet. Well,
put them in a shark bait, and then let them learn how to take each other down and run your feet and be in the proper position. Have your head up. I mean, it's all there. I mean, a lot of great football players were wrestlers, and it just doesn't make sense to me how a coach, even if you if you don't have a wrestling background or not, you can't just call up the college and be like, hey, show these guys a little mat time, because I don't know how many times when it rained and stuff like that, we went into the basketball gym and ran routes. I mean, how is that going to help us? I mean, we just kind of ran through plays and everything like that in tennis shoes, but it's not.
We were compelled when I was in high school. Our varsity wrestling coach was the assistant football coach, and the head football coach was the assistant wrestling coach.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a choice. I didn't really like wrestling, but I was told I
didn't
had to wrestle.
Either. Sorry, Coach Cesaro.
I was told I had to wrestle. They said, we want you to wrestle. You got to wrestle.
Yeah.
Because I was a nose tackle, and then ended up being a linebacker and played some three technique. And they said, we need you to be a wrestler. We need you to know how to handle things working. I'll tell you the other thing, and you can't do this. You get fired if you do this now. But one of the things that we did in terms of tackling practice, we did it without the helmets. Now, we didn't put them to the ground.
Yeah.
But what we did thud 3/4, 7/8 speed.
Right.
I never said 3/4. I always say 7/8. I said, we're going to go about 7/8 speed here. Not 3/4. I want about 7/8 out of you. But we would do chop your feet.
Oh, yeah.
We would do straight on, and then we would do angle left, angle right, and we took the helmets off. We had the shoulder mum pads on. This would be on a light work day, which we'd have just shoulder pads and, we'd have the shells on. We'd have the shoulder pads and shorts. And I'd say, okay, everybody take your helmet off to my linebackers. They take your helmet off. What are you doing? What are you talking about? Take your helmet off. And now we're going to go tackle. And you watch how fast the helmet, the chin snaps backwards, and you get chest to chest, and you grab cloth, and you chop your feet. You don't drop your head when you don't have a helmet on. You got to tell you that right now.
Mm-hmm.
And we did that drill, and we would drill it over and over again, and it would be break down, sink your hips, roll your hips, just like doing a not really like a double leg takedown, but almost like a chest to chest, almost like a.
It's better than what I see them do with that little popping, where it's just like they get in position and they just pop them.
Yeah. Well, what they would do, they do that, and then they put their hands in front.
Yeah.
And they were doing like they were blocking the guy. And I'm like, no. What we're going to do is we're going to come in, we're going to fire our head back.
Yeah.
We're going to sink our hip. We're going to roll our hips. We're rolling our hips in. We're going to fire our arms. We're going to grab cloth, and we're going to chop our feet. So you got to grab cloth around the back, and you're going to chop your feet. We're not just bumping into each other and pushing the guy up into the air like we're blocking the guy. We're going to fire. We're going to pop our head back, chest to chest, chop our feet, roll our hips. That's boring radio. We get Bama Bill in here. Bama Bill, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. What's going on?
You are, man. It's good to hear from you.
Yeah, I don't call in much, but I wanted to tell you, I went up to the Boston area. I spent 10 days up there working.
Yeah.
And I listened to a good bit of sports radio, on the morning and afternoon drives, and it was a little bit different, man. They did about 80-90% talking about the Patriots versus Red Sox. And one thing, they really like Mac Jones up now there. This was after the first game, or before and after the Dolphins game.
Right.
And, man, they're liking what they're seeing up there. What do you think about how Mac's doing?
I think he's the perfect quarterback for that program. I think they protect him. I think that what they do early on is they're just asking him to make a play here and there, but they're not asking him to carry the team and letting him grow into the program and into the system. And that's Josh McDaniels and Bill Belichick, and that's what they do outstanding job of. Even early on with Tom Brady, you know what I mean? They didn't ask Tom Brady to do everything. They played great defense, and they let him grow into it. And then 2, 3, 4 years from now, you might see Mac Jones carrying that team on his back, but he doesn't have to do that right now. I think he has. I think he's very, very polished and very, very clean. He's not the most talented in the world, but he's accurate, and I think accuracy is the number one thing to an NFL quarterback, because in the NFL they're not open like they are in, and that's what Steve Spurrier said when he got to the NFL. When you watch the Florida team play under Steve Spurrier, guys would be running wide open all over the place. They had these route schemes that had guys open by 3 and 4 and 5 yards. In the NFL, if you have a yard of separation, you're wide open. That's just wide open. So you got to get it to him. And Mac Jones is very, very accurate. I'm surprised, though, what you say. You're saying they spend, because up there they talk a lot of baseball. You're saying they were spending 90% of the time on the Patriots and only a little bit on the Red Sox? I thought it would be at least 50-50, a lot of Red Sox talk.
Yeah, I mean, that's, what I heard. Of course, I didn't, hear it all day, but yeah, I actually went to three Red Sox games.
Nice.
Really enjoyed. But yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of talk, but of course they played the Tampa Bay, which kind of whooped them one game, which they got a great team, and then at the end of the week they played the Orioles. But yeah, it was mainly, I was kind of surprised at how much Patriots were dominating the talk. I guess the excitement. The NFL was just starting season and new quarterbacks. So
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. But
right.
Man, I had a good time up there, and but yeah, I want to get on this trifecta.
Arkansas plus 4.5 at A&M.
Suey pig.
Who big soy?
LSU is minus 2.5 at State.
Minus 2.5 at Mississippi State. Is that a night game or day game?
That is the that is a night. Now you got me thinking. I think it's at night. I'm not sure. I'll double check.
I'll tell you what. I'll go Mississippi State at home there.
It's 11 o'clock game. Okay,
yeah.
It's 11 o'clock game, so it's an early game. All right, so you're going to take Mississippi State.
We're pathetic. We're a bunch of pathetic front runners.
All right, so you got State. UT is getting 18 and a hook at Florida.
Gators are going to chomp down at home.
It's Tebow time. Let's get going.
And Notre Dame gets 5.5 in our tiebreaker against Wisconsin in Chicago. And that one is a 11 o'clock game.
5.5 in Chicago. Okay, that'll be good to watch. Let me go. I'm going to go Wisconsin on that.
I take Wisconsin.
All I know is you mess with me, you got problems.
All right, J.J. Watt likes your pick. All right, Bill, we got you in, brother.
All right, man. Enjoyed it.
All right, thank you. Kenny Trill, the real Trill, is up next. Trill, welcome in. How are you?
Big dog, what it do?
You do you, man.
Man, how's it going?
Fantastic. Couldn't be any better. Weather is perfect, and we've got more sports than we can possibly stand this weekend.
Absolutely. You know, back in '94, I listened to some Boston sports talk radio, and dude, you couldn't even hear the Patriots.
Yeah, I would imagine in '94. Yeah, right. You wouldn't hear much from them.
But '94, that was when Boston was really starting to get good. But yeah, now.
Well, they did make the playoff in '94. They Bill Parcells, and they got beat by Bill Belichick in the Cleveland Browns in the first round of the playoffs that year in '94.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's when Bill wanted to start going to make some groceries.
He said, "If I'm making," it was when he was calling Terry Glenn she back then. Remember, he kept calling Terry Glenn she, and he said, "If I'm going to cook the dinner, I want to buy the groceries."
Absolutely.
And then he traded for Terry Glenn when he got to the Cowboys. He wanted Terry Glenn.
Ridiculous. But anyway, let's get on that trifecta, dog.
Arkansas gets 4.5 at A&M.
Give me the hog.
Who big soy?
Everybody's on the Hogs. LSU is minus 2.5 at State.
LSU.
We got the 4-piece dinner, and we fought for the breast.
UT gets 18.5 at Florida.
Yeah, give me the Fighting Badger Larry.
Wait a minute. I said UT gets 18.5 at Florida. I didn't get to that one yet.
Oh, God, what am I thinking? Give me Tennessee.
Oh, they're big, long, athletic, violent.
Josh Heisel talking about Florida. And then you want the fighting.
All I know is you mess with me, you got problems.
You get the Fighting Badger Larrys in that one. All right, man, we got you in.
All right, dog. I appreciate you. Y'all have a good day.
All right, man. Thank you. There is a writer for Saturday Down South that covers Florida, and he had some interesting takes about Florida in an article that's titled 5 Reasons Why Florida Will Crush Tennessee. And some of them are counterintuitive, to be honest with you. He hearkened back to a couple of years ago. Grizz, you might remember this. Remember a couple of years ago when the Gators lost that game to Georgia in 2018? And then the next week, they were at home against Missouri, and Missouri blew them out. And he said that, they let the Gators beat them twice. Or they let Georgia beat them twice. So that's one of the fears here is Alabama, who beat them and was physical, but not as physical as they could have been. You don't want to let Alabama beat you twice. That's what Alabama wants to do. Saban always talks about, we want to beat them, and then we want to beat them so bad that they lose the next week.
The Alabama effect.
The Alabama effect. Or does Florida bounce back from that? So since he's been talking about this all week, he thinks that this writer thinks that that Florida will bounce back strong because they don't want to have happen what happened when they beat when they lost to Missouri after losing to Georgia in 2018. Now, this is the other part of this. I thought it was another point that he made. It was interesting. Do you know who has the number one run defense in the SEC?
Mm-mm.
Tennessee. Yeah.
Nice.
Now, they haven't played anybody. Let's be honest. They haven't played anybody. But the Vols lead the SEC in rushing defense and are number 3 in yards allowed per carry. All right? Very strong up front with Matthew Butler and Jaquan Blakely and those guys. Now, Tim Banks has done a good job getting them ready.
Sorry.
But you got to look at who they have played as well. That's a big part of it. They played a Pittsburgh team that ranks 95th in rushing. They played Bowling Green, ranks 129th out of 130 teams. Those are the two, Division I FBS teams that they played. Now, Florida is number 2 in the country in rushing offense, and number 1 in rushing success rate, whatever the hell that means. So, this is a good on good thing. We'll see how good the rush defense is of the Tennessee Vols. But we won't know until they line up against a really good Florida team. He also says that Florida's front seven will overwhelm Tennessee's offensive line, and Jacob Copeland and Xavier Henderson will take the top off of the Vols' defense. Whether it's Emory Jones or Anthony Richardson, they're going to have to spy those guys, which is going to allow for the receivers to get deep down the field. And Dan Mullen has never lost a game to Tennessee, ever. As a coordinator with Meyer, as the head coach at State, and he's 3-0 against Florida, the wins have come by an average of 23 points. So there is that. All right, let's grab a break. We'll come back. Phone lines remain open. We got a little segment for you coming up next right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Simple Green is perfect for making your auto, RV, cycling, boating, and other sporting equipment look like new. Visit them at simplegreen.com.
College football, number 23 Auburn at home against Georgia State tomorrow. The Tigers minus 27.5, the over-under 57. And number 1 Alabama, a 45-point favorite at home against Southern Miss, over-under 58. UFC 266 on the main card, the featherweight championship between Alexander Volkanovski and Brian Ortega. Volkanovski minus 185, Ortega plus 150. And in the women's flyweight championship, Valentina Shevchenko minus 1,500 against Lauren Murphy at plus 750. NFL Week 3, the Falcons at the Giants. Atlanta, a 3-point road underdog, the over-under 48. Meanwhile, the Saints, a 3-point underdog at the Patriots, 42 total.
I'm Trey Westerberg, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
This is Wes Neighbors with Philip with Eagle Insulation, and we have an announcement to make.
Yes, Wes, we are now Eagle Masonry and Insulation. We're still a place to call for your installation needs, but now we offer masonry services.
What kind of masonry projects can you handle?
Wes, no job is too big, no job is too small. We can do renovations, new construction, outdoor fireplaces, fire pits, brick landscape borders.
Well, when you came out to my house, you did both the insulation and masonry at the same time. You guys did rock for me, you did brick for me, and you insulated my house. That's usually done at the same time that you're building a house.
Absolutely. It really capitalizes on two services you need at the same time, and you can get one company to handle both of those.
Philip with Eagle Insulation will come out, do your installation. He'll do your masonry. They do a great job. They guarantee your work. Check out more online at insulatewitheagle.com and schedule your free examination today. 256-755-1556.
Thanks, Wes.
At Bad Daddy's Burger Bar, people call the award-winning burgers totally insane, which is a compliment because Bad Daddy's Burgers are just that. Chef-inspired expressions of pure burger amazingness built with premium Angus beef. They're bold and they're bad. Pair one with one of their signature cocktails or assortment of local craft brews. Bad Daddy's Burger Bar, 2317 Memorial Parkway. Check out our menu and even order online at BadDaddy'sBurgerBar.com. Organizations using Salesforce know how powerful the platform is and how much time, money, and headaches it saves if it's set up right and you know how to use it. Let's face it, Salesforce is complicated and time-consuming to figure out, and a lot can go wrong now and down the road without expert help. That's why most Salesforce users work with an implementation partner like Higher Echelon, so they get the absolute most out of their Salesforce investment. Higher Echelon is a 5-star Salesforce consulting partner who won Salesforce Military Hiring Partner of the Year. President Dr. Joe Ross is retired Army, who played and later coached boost for the cadets. He puts that experience to good use at Higher Echelon, where they pride themselves on hiring veterans. Look, not all Salesforce partners are the same. Don't put your company at risk by going with an inferior partner. Higher Echelon is the trusted partner you can count on to get you up and running and seeing returns on your Salesforce investment in a fraction of the time it would take if you go it alone. Go to higherechelon.com. That's HIGHERECHELON.com to learn more. Go higher and go Army.
And now a small business setback, delivered by a kind French stranger.
Monsieur, there was an accident. The windshield of your catering van is, how do you say, kaput? But Progressive has an extensive network of repair shops. Now, we sing about the old days. Brave marin revient de guerre.
When things go wrong with your small business, it's comforting to know you have Progressive Commercial. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Croissance for everyone.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage subject to policy terms and conditions.
The kitchen is the heart of any home. It's where the family gathers. It's where kids discover old recipes and make them their own. Just starting out or just now getting started on the dream kitchen you've always wanted?
I'm Chris Haygood, and from all of us here at Bob Wallace Appliance to the home builders and the homeowners, a heartfelt thank you for buying local. We're in Huntsville, Florence, and Coleman, and online at bobwallaceappliance.com.
From the WZDX Spin Point Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A beautiful Friday afternoon across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. Plenty of sunshine, temperatures climbing into the low and mid-70s. It is going to be a beautiful evening for Friday night football across all of North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. Many of us are going to spend the vast majority of football games hanging out in the low and mid-60s. We drop into the low and mid-50s as we head into the overnight. Plenty of sunshine for your Saturday afternoon. Highs hanging out in the mid-upper 70s, dropping into the mid-upper 50s through the overnight. Plenty of sunshine once again for your Sunday. Highs in the upper 70s and lower 80s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Hey, we found a hater. Welcome back to the segment brought to you by our good friends at North Alabama Mortgage. For all your mortgage needs, it's North Alabama Mortgage. Whatever reason that you need to pull a little bit of money out of your house, maybe if you want to do a refi, or maybe you're buying a new home. North Alabama Mortgage serves all of Alabama, Florida, and Tennessee with conventional or VA, FHA, USDA loans. They do it all there. You know, almost all of their business comes from referrals from clients and realtors who have worked with them before, which is a great, great sign, and now coming from us as well as I refer you to North Alabama Mortgage. Go to NorthAlabamaMortgage.com for more. We found a hater. We found a hater, Grizz. I'll say it from the text window. Hater. I'll say it. That music is horrible. I just skipped the first 10 minutes of the show on Friday, so I don't have to hear it. Well, it's not 10 minutes, a minute and 39 seconds, okay? It's 1 minute and 39 seconds. Even Grizz has it. That's not even me playing. That's Grizz playing.
Mine says 2 minutes and 10 seconds. I got a
well,
weird,
you
I
might
got
have a
different
look.
clip.
Well, let me see what mine is. I may have. Sometimes I make stuff up, Grizz.
It's 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
I don't let the. Yeah, it is. It's 2 minutes and 10 seconds. You're right. It's 2 minutes and 10 seconds. It's not 10 minutes.
I got a bunch of them, too.
Well, you got other stuff. I don't use it, but I like it. I have the what we know now. We got the Hank one.
Yeah.
By the way, one of the things you know what's a really underrated piece of football music?
What is that?
The theme from Coach. That's the theme from Coach. Are you too young to know that show?
I know that show.
The theme
Everyone
from Coach.
around here, I believe, knows that show as well. Steve is shaking his head no. I guess he's not a Coach fan.
Well, that's,
I've heard him talk. I thought I've heard him talk about Coach with Drew before.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe it was just Scott.
And then there's
the Dr. Pepper commercial.
That's from the movie Drumline.
Oh, I thought that was the Dr. Pepper commercial.
No.
All I remember is the real intense that one from Drumline. That one was the best one.
Do you
Where
have
they're intense playing on each other's drums, and then he punches them in the face.
Text window. That music is freaking amazing. Proud damn millennia.
We keep playing it. We're going to get DMCA'd from Twitch and Facebook and Twitter and all those things.
Yeah.
So we got to watch ourselves. We only play it in 10-second increments.
You know what we don't have in the rotation, I don't think, for Football Friday music? Let's go. We only got 2 more years of the SEC on CBS. I don't think we have the SEC on CBS in there. I'm not sure. We're going to use it before we get, before it gets too long. All right, let me get Smokage Mike in there.
He left. I guess
Smokey Mike
This
left.
might be somebody else.
Oh, okay. Smokey Mike's like, I'm putting up with this. By the way, we still have Lee Sterling coming up in a little bit. Smokey Mike would be interesting because, his beloved Vols are in this deal. All right, let's go to Grumpy next. Grumpy! Welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, pretty good, man. Hey, can you call up the lines real quick on your software or no?
Yes. What do you want to know?
Hey, look at the Illinois-Purdue game. Illinois, they played a scrappy Maryland team last week and barely lost, but, they played tough. I watched the whole game, and they played really well. And they get like 13.5 against Purdue.
11 and a hook.
That's why, huh?
11,
yeah.
It's 11 and a hook at Purdue, who played Notre Dame pretty tough. But Illinois played pretty well, week 1 as well. So there's that. Then there was Ohio State.
Which way would you go with that? I can still get it at 13.
I would take 13. If I can get 13, that's a big number, man. I think Purdue wins that game, but man, that's a touchdown game.
Yeah, and then this Wake Forest game tonight. I hear all this good stuff about Wake Forest being able to run the ball on anybody, and I guess Wake is playing
Virginia. At Virginia,
who can score. Which way would you go on that?
Under. I mean, it's 70.5. 70.5. I mean, I think Wake Forest tries to shorten the game with their running game. You know what I mean? And all you got to do is get one stop in the game, and it goes under 70.5. Jeez.
Yeah, my guy's got it at 68.5, 70. I'll look for that.
Yeah.
And then you got the trifecta going today?
I do got the trifecta going today, and we start with Arkansas getting 4.5 at A&M. What do you think?
Oh, this is the hardest game of the week to pick, man. I guess Arkansas might win the game, but I'll just have to go with Texas A&M in that defense.
All right. LSU is minus 2.5 at State.
Man, these games are hard to pick. I'll just make it quick and go with at State. Golly, I'll go with State.
We're pathetic. We're a bunch of pathetic front runners.
All right. UT gets 18.5 at Florida.
Golly, these are hard to pick this season.
I don't pick the easy ones. I don't put the easy ones on here. Put the hard ones on.
Man, I'll take the points. Give me UT. That's a lot of points.
They're big, long, athletic, violent.
Violent. Heupel says they're violent.
Hey, I'll let you go, man. But have you thrown any frogs on any patties this season?
Not yet. But this cold snap is going to get them going, man. They'll get them up on top. He didn't give me the Notre Dame plus 5.5 against Whiskey. Grumpy.
Yeah, he just hung up.
Yeah.
He was talking mid and then hung up. Maybe he got cut off or something. I don't know.
Because
it seemed like he was talking and then it just hung up.
Grumpy, text me your tiebreaker pick. It's Notre Dame plus 5 and a hook against Wisconsin in Chicago. All right, you got to get that one in there. No, I have not thrown a frog over the grass yet. Part of it is I haven't been able to get out. Part of it is I got these projects going on right now, and I got a lot of football. So when am I going to go? I just can't get myself to go out there during football. So I got to get out there early or get out there late in the afternoon. I don't have grass on my lake. See, if I want to throw a frog on grass, I got to go to Woods Reservoir. And their grass is okay. It's not like Gunnersville grass. I need to get to. I will definitely get to Gunnersville and throw a frog here pretty soon, though. I mean, that won't take long to do that. Was that Grumpy getting back in and making his pick?
And he loves fishing.
Yeah, he does.
I think he did call, but then he hung up immediately. So I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully he'll text in.
All right.
If not, I'll get it from him, and then I'll tell you.
One hater. And the rest of us who realize that the original Monday Night Football theme is amazing.
I got thumbs down from one Steve Moulton.
Just go with the rest of us, the Chubby Ninja. Listen, I love Steve Moulton. Okay, you know I love Steve Moulton. But the day I start taking Thom Abraham Show production advice from Steve Moulton, I love Steve.
Ouch.
But I know my listeners.
Ouch. Wait, so you took?
I'm just saying I know my guy.
So wait, you took Illinois? You took Illinois and against Purdue
with 13.5 points.
They lost to Texas San Antonio.
Yeah, what did they do against
Maryland,
Ohio State?
I mean, that was the beginning of the year. I mean, everybody.
So 2 weeks ago, it was like it was all of 2 weeks ago.
It's Illinois. I can't bet Illinois on anything. I'm sorry. Especially in football.
Or was it? They beat Nebraska week 1. Okay.
Ooh. Well, Nebraska is god awful.
Oh yeah, Nebraska's so bad that they went to Norman, Oklahoma.
Tulane went to Norman, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma's the number 2 team in the country. Number 3 team in the country. So the number 3 team in the country, they went there as a 22-point dog and lost by 7. Okay? So they beat Nebraska 30-22 in the first game. And then somehow, inexplicably, they lost that game to Texas San Antonio. Who the hell knows why? Okay? I mean, who knows why?
And they lost a close one against Maryland.
They covered against Maryland. They were a 7-point dog in that game against Maryland, and they covered the spread. So that's a win in the betting parlance. That would be a win. And now they're getting 13.5 against Purdue at Purdue. And Purdue's coming off an emotional loss to Notre Dame.
This is that under 18-point range. This is where you feel comfortable betting on the team that is a double-digit dog.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't hate Illinois.
I know
in this spot.
I mean, I'm probably gonna look like an idiot tomorrow
at Purdue.
Who knows?
I'm just saying.
It's not hard.
Write that down. Wait, what time is it? Right, 11:38.
We gotta go.
Yeah, we gotta get to break. 11:38 on Football Friday the 24th. Write it down, cut it out, and on Monday we'll see how this game turned out. And you can either rip me with my own audio, or we can make me look like the the handicapper that I am.
You're doing pretty good so far. So
no, I'm doing all right. All right, let's get a break in there. Speaking of handicappers, Lee Sterling is next from ParamountSports.com, right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Thom Abraham here from my friend Brian Hamaker and his team at North Alabama Mortgage. Look, buying a home is the biggest purchase you will make in your life, and it can be a bit intimidating, so you want people that can help walk you through the mortgage process and get you the best deal possible. That's what North Alabama Mortgage does, and they do it in Alabama, Tennessee, and Florida, from first-time purchases to refis, conventional, VA, FHA, and USDA loans. They have the solution at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. That's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. You know, you'll hear people say we're like a family, but here at the Lackey Law Firm, that's really true, not just a saying.
I'm Justin Lackey. With my father and my sister, we have a special connection to each other.
I'm Jennifer Lackey. At the Lackey Law Firm, when we take on your case, you become part of our family. You really do.
And we'll always do whatever it takes to get everything you deserve.
If you're injured, you worry about getting well, not about paperwork or insurance companies or figuring out how to get to your lawyer's office. I'll come to you.
We worry about your case so you don't have to.
When you've been injured, we know that your case is probably the biggest thing going on in your life. More important than almost anything else.
And it's important to us too, for one simple reason. Family takes care of each other, and at the Lackey Law Firm, we'll take care of you.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Maybe the air doesn't blow like it should, or it's needing new tires, or you're just ready for something newer. It's time to move up, time to trade up. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, and it's the perfect time to trade in and trade up because your current car or truck is worth more than you know. In fact, we'll buy your vehicle even if you don't trade. We have nearly 100 Ford Blue Advantage certified pre-owned models to choose from. Our Ford Gold certified or low mileage, gently used vehicles with great warranties. They've passed a 172-point inspection by certified technicians, come with a 24-hour roadside assistance, plus a full tank of gas and a fresh oil change. It's the perfect time to trade in and trade up because your vehicle is worth more right now at Woody Anderson Ford. Corner of Jordan Lane and Sparkman Drive. Hope to see you soon.
This is Wes Neighbors talking to Chris Haygood of Bob Wallace Appliance. Chris, what sets you apart from other appliance dealerships?
Wes, these appliances are going into the most used room in your house, your kitchen. The way we have these appliances displayed, it's easy for you to visualize how they'll look in your home. Wes, what sets us apart is the people. They're well trained. In fact, they live and breathe these appliances. And if you need service, you'll really appreciate our parts department.
Contact Bob Wallace Appliance at 256-533-2121.
Hi everybody, Eli Gold here. Right now, indoor air quality occupies top-of-mind awareness for families and business owners. Rick Smith and the trusted professionals at Environmental Comfort Systems can take care of your indoor air quality concerns with their state-of-the-art indoor air quality solutions. Environmental Comfort's indoor air quality systems remove 99.9% of airborne contaminants so you and your family can breathe clean, fresh air. If anyone in your family suffers from allergies, or if you just want the security of knowing the air you breathe inside your home is free from viruses, bacteria, pet dander, dust, and odors, Environmental Comfort Systems are the professionals to call. Environmental Comfort also carries state-of-the-art, high-efficiency comfort systems that increase home comfort, keep humidity in check, and help you save money on your energy bills. Give my friend Rick a call or visit them online at envcomfort.com and breathe cleaner air today. Environmental Comfort Systems, Alabama license number 92314.
Tom Luganbill here for Woody Anderson Ford. When I was in the Tennessee Valley, one of the things that impressed me the most was the quality of the people. People like Bobby White and his team at Woody Anderson Ford. And now you can experience the tremendous new service lanes and showroom at Woody Anderson Ford, at Jordan and Sparkman, or just stop by for breakfast or lunch at Henry's Mustang Cafe. And in Madison, visit Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, just south of 72. Like a great college football tradition, always there, Woody Anderson Ford.
I wanna thank you. Thank you for making us your number one choice for sports talk in North Alabama.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Keep moving, moving, moving. Oh, they're disapproving. Keep them doggies moving. Don't try to understand them.
That music can mean only one thing. It's Lee Sterling, and he's brought to us by the Orthopedic Center. TOC Sports will have the Friday night after-hours clinic open tonight. Bumps and bruises. You can go down there to the after-hours clinic and get that taken care of. I just got an email from Peacock. Right, I'm sitting here. I'm talking about we got college football, we got the NFL, we got the Yankees and the Red Sox, we got the Ryder Cup, and I get an email from Peacock. Don't miss Ronaldo and Man United against Austin Villa. Yeah, get the hell out of here with that. Austin Villa, some Villa, some play. I guess they're playing at some Florida, resort or something. Aston Villa. The Villa's at Aston. Get out of here with that. Who the heck don't miss? I'm definitely going to miss that.
I'm not even going to watch it. I mean,
I don't
that
even know
wasn't
that
going to
that's
happen.
happening. Just stop. Everything else, stop. We got enough going on this weekend. Ronaldo and Man United against Austin Villa. All right, joining us now, a guy who also won't be watching that, Lee Sterling, ParamountSports.com. He is on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Lee, do you want to handicap Ronaldo against Aston Villa or Villa, whatever the hell that is?
Well, I have been a couple of years ago. When I was in Europe, we did go to a Liverpool Premier League game against Leicester City. That was a lot of fun, but I don't make a habit of watching soccer. And my daughter's boyfriend is into F1.
God.
I mean, like, really?
Follow the leader. Yeah, follow the. Will there be a pass? That would be like one of the, one of the props. And will somebody pass somebody?
There's like a 95% chance it's either going to be Hamilton or Verstappen's going to win. So
yeah, exactly. Now, I got to ask you about a game. We've been arguing about a game. It's an off-the-beaten-path game. And just give me just a quick thumbnail on this off-the-beaten-path game. A listener asked about it, and I like it, and we're fighting about this game. And we're going to make a big deal about it on Monday. Illinois is getting 11.5 or 12 at Purdue. They beat Nebraska week 1. Then they get beat by Texas San Antonio. They covered last week against Maryland. What do you think? Do you have any thought at all about Illinois getting 11.5, 12 points at a Purdue team that had emotional loss last week to Notre Dame? Any shot or what?
I wouldn't bet that game. I'd rather bet Middle Tennessee State playing, Texas State.
Right.
Those two teams are just so up and down. Also, I mean, look at the Purdue, injury situation. Quarterback went out late in the game, as did their top receiver. So I just think it's tough. David Bell is out with a concussion, or at least questionable. They already lost Xander Horvath, their top running back, and looks like Plummer will probably play, but I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
I'm not that desperate.
All right. Well, I knew I could get an opinion out of him. He would know something about that game. But, yeah, it's we've been arguing back and forth. I like Illinois getting those kind of points. It's not a game that I would pick, but a listener asked. Yeah, listener asked. All right, one of the games that we have in our Friday trifecta today, it is our tiebreaker. It is Notre Dame getting, it's around 5.5, 6 in Chicago against Wisconsin. Wisconsin has that loss against Penn State. Yep. Notre Dame hasn't played a complete game. What do you think?
So here's what I see in this game. Notre Dame, they just look at the numbers. Eventually numbers catch up with you. I've always been a numbers guy. Now, can they win maybe one or two more games before the numbers catch up to them? Yes, it's possible. But they can't run the football. Biggest problem, it's not their quarterback, Jack Cohn. He used to start at Wisconsin. He's got to be happy that he doesn't have to go back to Camp Randall. He's thrown for over 800 yards and 8 touchdowns. Their offensive line lost 4 or 5 starters, and they're just not that good. I mean, they're averaging running just 2.9 yards per carry, which is 115th in the country. They've given up 14 sacks in 3 games. And if you're saying, well, then maybe it's the defense. Defense isn't any better. I mean, 73rd versus the run out of 130 teams, 81st versus the pass. They got lucky in that game last week with Purdue, leading only by a touchdown, and Purdue's quarterback, Plummer, and top receiver, maybe top player on the team, David Bell, went out. Wisconsin can't, their offense is just not good, but they do one thing really well. They play defense. Jim Leinart is going to be a head coach pretty soon. I think he's going to be a pretty darn good one. 2 weeks to prepare, as do 8 teams. Check this out. I think 8 of the 9 teams that Notre Dame has to play coming off a bye going forward. And that helps out. They have the number 2 defense the last 2 years, 4th and 5th in defense here. I think there's a trap line. Everyone's thinking, it's almost a home game for Notre Dame playing in Soldier Field. Like, what would you say, about 60, 70% of the people that live in Chicago are Notre Dame fans?
Yeah, I'd say at least 70%. I think this will be a 70-30 Notre Dame crowd. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think Wisconsin is a trap line. I think Wisconsin wins and covers 27-16.
Kentucky is minus 5.5 against South Carolina.
I like South Carolina as an improved team, but I don't think they're there. I mean, I'm watching this team. They were down 40-6. You look at the finals, 40-13 last week, but Georgia literally called off the Dogs after 3 quarters last week. Cats were sleepwalking. versus Chattanooga. I discount that game. They dominated Missouri. They don't fumble the ball in the end zone before the half. I think they run away with that game a couple weeks ago. I love Rodriguez as a running back. Robinson's a big play receiver who they got in the transfer portal, and I will love to. I mean, he's doing a nice job here in the guest, 18-9 in this series. Shane Beamer has him 3-0 against the spread, but that's not going to last for long. I like Kentucky by double digits, 34-20.
This is an interesting one. We have it in our trifecta as well. LSU -2.5 against Mississippi State at Mississippi State, and Ed Orgeron can't afford to lose this one. What do you think?
No, he can't. Because Mississippi State's just not quite that good. I mean, they did make a change. Did LSU? Bo Pelini's out as a defensive coordinator. But, they're still pretty basic, not as basic as last year. Mississippi State, the reason I just don't think I see them as being next-level team in the next couple of years, they can't run the football. 49 rushing yards against Memphis, 22 against NC State, and just 65 against Louisiana Tech. You got to have more balance to beat the big boys. I don't know if LSU's top 3 or 4 team, but I think they're at least middle of the road in the LSU, and I think that's good enough to beat Mississippi State. And after they got taken to the house last year in that game, I think this is the circle game for the Tigers. Revenge here. LSU 37-30.
I like it. All over it. Texas A&M, another game we have in the trifecta. Texas A&M now at home -5.5. I think it's fallen to 4.5 in some places. Arkansas getting points on the road. They never win this game at Jerry's World. Do they finally break through or at least keep it close?
Well, I think everyone will look at Jimbo Fisher and how is he coaching up Zach Calzada. That is important. He's barely above 50% completion percentage versus Colorado and New Mexico. Both are not very good. But the biggest problem is the offensive line. Like Notre Dame, lost 4 out of 5 starters. They're not bullying anyone. And what a job Sam Pittman's been doing. In less than 2 years, the troops, they're buying in. And then his biggest weakness was defensive line. He goes to the transfer portal. He beefed up that there. Jimbo failed to cover the 3 games that they played Arkansas in Jerry's World, and they got some weapons. I'm not saying Arkansas is great, but K.J. Jefferson, his mobility, nice fit here for Kendall Briles' offense, and they got 3 receivers in Burks, Warren, and Morris that can make plays here. I'm calling for the upset. I like Arkansas here, 28-27.
Yeah, I'm on you with that one, too. I'm getting scared here because we're right on top of these games. Biggest game in the NFL could be the NFC Championship game. Tampa Bay. This line flipped. I think the Rams were favored at one point in time. Now Tampa Bay is favored. It's really almost a pick 'em. Tampa Bay by 1 at L.A. What do you think?
Here's the problem with the Rams. If they had the defense from last year, I'd probably take them here. But their defensive coordinator, Brandon Staley, left. They lost their best, not their best, their second and third best defensive backs in John Johnson and Troy Hill. Lost their second best pass rusher in Brockers. So they've just taken too many hits here, and they don't have the depth. And Tampa Bay can stop the run. Tampa Bay, I love what Stafford's doing. Great fit for the Rams, but no running game here for the Rams. They already lost Cam Akers for the season. Darrell Henderson, starting runner now, who's looked pretty good. He may not be able to go with a rib injury, and if that's the case, Tampa's allowed only 115 yards combined to the Cowboys and the Falcons. They throw the ball 40, 50 times. Those Tampa Bay linebackers blitzing, they're going to get to Stafford here, and Tampa Bay and Brady, 31 touchdowns, just 6 interceptions since week 13 of last year. Just too much here. Too many things have to go right for the Rams to win. Give me Tampa Bay, 34-27.
Wow, okay. That would be a huge win for Tampa Bay there. It could set up home field for the championship game if it comes to that. All right, game of the week. This line's been moving around a little bit. Florida's about a 20-point favorite, 19.5 or so. Some have it at 18.5 now. But what about Florida and Tennessee? How can they get this game here as the Vols head south to try and shock the world?
Just call me here at the office. First 10 callers, I'll give it to them for free. I love this game. 800-400-9741. 1-800-400-9741 will give you Tennessee and Florida on me. I call the Florida upset last week. Said that they were going to keep the game close.
You did.
You know, more than 2 touchdowns. So you want to hop on board. Now's the week. This is the promotion everyone's been waiting for. The Baker's Dozen. You knew it was coming, right, Tom?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
13 games from tonight all the way through Monday night. Just $97 combined, college and NFL. We've had some 12-1, 11-2, 10-3 finishes on these Baker's Dozen. So you want to hop on board. You've never been with me before. You did. You jumped off for some reason. Now's the time. I like to put it at a really cheap price because I know if I make you money, you're going to want to roll with me through the Super Bowl. 13 games, $97. And how about this? I also love the UFC card on Saturday night, UFC 266. I just sent you. I have a 50-unit max wager in the UFC. All 7 of those selections, normally $97, I'm going to throw them in. So 20 selections, 13 in the football, 7 in the UFC, just $97 when you purchase the Baker's Dozen. ParamountSports.com or call 800-400-9741.
Excellent stuff. Always good. Check him out, ParamountSports.com, and he makes you money each and every year. Lee Sterling, my friend, and our handicapper right here on the Thom Abraham Show. Lee, I appreciate you.
Okay, thanks, Tom. Have a great weekend.
All right, man. Thank you. All right, before we get out of here, just let me give you an update on the Ryder Cup. Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth lost 3-1 to Jon Rahm and Sergio Garcia, but the Americans went off after that. Dustin Johnson, Colin Morikawa with a 3-2 win over Paul Casey and Victor Hovland. Brooks Koepka and Daniel Berger with a 2-1 win over Lee Westwood and Matt Fitzpatrick. Patrick Cantlay and Xander Schauffele with a 5-3 win over Rory McIlroy and Ian Poulter. And I believe in today's Unleashed, I actually gave you the Americans at 16.5 to 11.5. So we're going to have to remember that one too. Write that down, Chris. 16.5 to 11.5 is what I predicted the final score would be in the Ryder Cup. 16.5.
Made sure I wrote it down.
Write that down. I disagree with Lee on a Notre Dame, Wisconsin game. I'm taking Notre Dame. And by the way, check my feed. You see what their Shamrock uniform is for the Shamrock Series this year. It's the best one they've ever worn yet because it's very close to what they wear now. And in fact, I like it better, except for the pants, I like it better than what they're wearing day in and day out. All right, coming up next, Chuck Oliver, Paul Feinbaum. And then Wes and Steve, followed by a great high school football game tonight as well, as Randolph is at Westbrook Christian. We've got it all for you right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
McCurry Motors is your car and van rental headquarters. You can rent the vehicle you need today. Family in town, sporting event, church function, no matter what your need, McCurry Motors has you covered with a wide selection of cars and vans available for rent. They have 12-passenger Mercedes